What's going on YouTube? We got another gun build video, and today we're going to be talking about the BAR. Now arguably a fan favorite, but the one thing holding it back is the simple fact of its rate of fire. Not quite the fastest in the game, and with so many other weapons, ARs, SMGs, even shotguns being overpowered right now, it's going to be a hard time leveling this weapon. And as you'll notice, I've only made it up to 60 or 59. I will slowly level this up later, but the big thing was getting this prepared. At least you only need to level this up to 53 to really maximize the power out of it. The big thing about that BAR is it hits like a truck. It's got the damage to back up that slow rate of fire, but like I said before, leveling this right now, everything else that's overpowered, STG, you may as well either wait or get it done now before it's even more problematic later on. Even if they do nerf some things later, this is one of those weapons that I do see possibly transferring into Pacific Warzone, still maintaining that strong damage and also laser accuracy later on. Let's get into the attachments, and we've got some gameplay to showcase the weapon off. On the muzzle, recoil booster is what I went for. Just kind of boost up that rate of fire. As you'll notice, we're only at 382. Very slow. Ooh, it's very slow, but you'll notice that damage up at 68, well above its own headshot damage. It's going strong. Now, if you felt like fire rate wasn't doing too much and you needed more recoil controlled, the G28 compensator is going to be the ideal one, considering a lot of what we deal with is vertical recoil. It's not a whole lot of horizontal. Now, there is a barrel that will increase that horizontal recoil that you may need accuracy for, but since we're dealing with a lot of vertical recoil control, we need nothing but flat out recoil control when it comes to trying to maintain that recoil with this weapon. Now, when it comes to the barrel, it's a lot of different options you can go for. The CGC 30XL is going to be the most accurate, but it is going to slow you down a lot, decrease your ADS time as well. I went with the Cooper 21 Scythe. Got that bullet velocity, damage range, and aim down sight. Now, this will increase by 100%, but trust me, you're going to be able to control it. It's one of those weapons that you'll at times just do tap fire, but if you felt like you needed more rate of fire, you could go with the Chariot 18 rapid. As you'll notice, the horizontal goes up, vertical comes a bit down, but we lose the effective damage range, we lose the bullet velocity, and overall we lose a lot of the control with this weapon. You could kind of build it out to be a little bit better. You could put some attachments to work with this, but in my personal opinion, you're better off with the Cooper 21 or possibly even the CGC 30XL. And when it comes to the optics, slate reflector is what I've been using. For whatever reason, it feels like it has more recoil control than, say, the G16 or possibly the slate 2.5 for whatever reason. Not sure why that is. Even when getting shot, some of the moments it felt like the flinch was a lot less. I don't know if there's a bug there. Possibly some of those scopes giving you more recoil visually than it should be, even though it says it's cutting down on it. So I did not feel that, and when I put the slate reflector on, it just felt a whole lot more like laser accurate. Now, when it comes to the stock, I've been using the Chariot WR. As I said before, we need a lot of that recoil control. Now, this does give you that accuracy, and we're getting +2 to flinch. Flinch is huge with this weapon since we've got a lot of recoil going straight up vertical. We're going to need to tame that down a bit, so we're trying to really mitigate that as much as possible with this weapon, especially with that slow rate of fire. If we can't get that second shot in, you know, we're more than likely going to lose, especially if it bounces off. Now, focus. Again, flinch resistance, but another great option for you would be sleight of hand. If you felt like you needed a little more accuracy and recoil, hard scope could be a fantastic option as well for sustained ADS. Could add some more of that bullet penetration, and if you're a drop shotter, acrobatic would be something that would be right up your alley. Now when it comes to the kit, surplus obviously when leveling this weapon, but fully loaded would be ideal for this situation. Definitely don't want to have to slow down, drop some field upgrade or ammunition field upgrade, grab that ammo out of it. You could run both of them, but you might want to go with something that probably like field mic, kind of station yourself somewhere, do a little recon in one area and know when people are coming into your area at the same point. Could be a strong play to be made with that. Now, rear grip, I went with the polymer grip. Got more flinch resistance and accuracy and recoil during sustained fire. If you felt like you still needed more recoil control, you could go with the pine tar grip, but you're going to cut down on that ADS speed. And the only other one that I believe is the rubber grip that does the recoil control. Everything else, it's just not exactly going to be ideal for you. Pine tar, polymer grip. Polymer grip, especially for that flinch resistance, is going to help out a lot. Now let's get down into the magazine, the real meat and potatoes to this weapon. This is the one that you need to unlock. It's 53 50 BMG 20 round mag. Now you could go for the 50 BMG 30 round mag, but as you'll notice, we're going to cut down another time on that ADS, movement speed, fire rate. It's just going to be a lot slower. I don't know whether or not when it comes to Warzone Pacific integration, whether you're going to actually just go for the 20 round or for the 30 round. Now, arguably, you definitely want that 30 round when it comes to, quads, trios. This may be one of those weapons that's only viable for solo and duo. Maybe. We're not sure what may happen in the coming future. They may change the ammunition values. They could bump this up to possibly 45 and this one being 30. That's something that could happen. If that does happen, 45 is a bit more viable if it's still got that heavy damage. It's one of those things to look for or see for the future. Predict possibly going to be one of those heavy hitter long range weapons. But this 50 BMG is going to be the thing that does it. As you notice, we start off at 40 and then we just jump all the way to 68. Going to maintain a 20 mag the whole time. In the beginning, when leveling this weapon, you could obviously go for the Closer 20 round. It's going to boost that rate of fire, maybe only 28, but it gives you that close to mid-range, really destructive values, especially since each round's dealing 40 damage. And when it comes to the ammo type, I haven't unlocked the hollow point yet. This may be extremely valuable. This could essentially increase the damage of all the limbs to close to the same 68 damage. If you've seen J God's video recently, he talked about some of the weapons dealing more limb damage than if you shot him in the stomach. Based on this hollow point, this could be something to work with later on. If you can fully max this weapon out, definitely try this out. Could be even better, but for the time being, I've been using Incendiary. You could go for FMJ for just that added bullet penetration. That's what I used when leveling this weapon. Did perfect, but I just add that Incendiary since we already have extreme damage range and bullet velocity with this weapon. This isn't going to cut down too hard on us, and it's just going to add to that damage that we're applying it with each shot. But hollow point could be the better option later on. Now when it comes to the underbarrel, I've been using the M3 Ready Grip, just adding to that ADS and that sprint to fire and aim walking movement speed. Now, arguably, if you still felt like you needed more recoil control, Carver FOREGRIP is going to be a great choice, but you're going to cut down on the ADS speed. Could mitigate that with a different attachment, or I think that's going to be about where you're going to have to think. It's up to you. If you feel like you need more recoil control at this point, you're just pretty much going to have to cut down on that ADS or increase the time for that. But that's going to be the build, guys. It's definitely a two-shotter. It's a heavy hitter. It hits like a truck. I've got some gameplay to showcase this off for you. I'll be coming back to this weapon later on, fully level it up, make a couple of different builds with it, maybe some hip fire build, kind of just boost that rate of fire, see if that's something that could work out. That may be something that's only viable inside of Vanguard. Definitely wouldn't be something I could see going forward to Warzone Pacific, but I did want to play around with a couple of the builds that are possible with some of these weapons, something that's just kind of off the wall. Could be fun to play with. but we'll get onto that in a later day. If you want to see more of this content live, head down on the link in the description. Follow me over at Twitch, streaming every day. Going to be leveling each one of these weapons, and the next couple of weeks get in preparation for the coming Pacific Warzone integration. But on that note, let's get straight into that gameplay, and have a good one, guys. Clustered up.
Hardpoint activated. Hardpoint is ours. Hostile recon in the air. Spies in the sky. Enemy has the hardpoint. Double kill.
It's definitely a two-shotter. Oh my god, if I could just... Wait, what?
We have the lead. Keep it up. Hardpoint confirmed. Enemy bombers coming up. Hardpoint activated. We control the hardpoint. We lost the hardpoint.
Oh, let's get some.
Hostile recon in the air. Spies in the sky.
Nah, there's where the damage really shows. Yeah, if only you can make a hip fire build out of this. Might it only be good on small maps? I mean, you could. Just wouldn't exactly have the highest rate of fire.
Hardpoint activated. Recon moving
Damn. I can't see anything because of that thermite. Yeah, shotgun's still overpowered. Contested.
hardpoint confirmed. Hardpoint
How do I get in?
The enemy is taking the hardpoint. Enemy glide bomb incoming. Friendly glide bomber incoming. Recon airborne. Eyes up. We control the hardpoint. Hostile recon in the air. Spies.
I need the limb damage. Oh my god. last one for tonight. Good God.
Enemy has the hard point. Allies calling a mortar barrage. Hard point confirmed. Hard point activated.
I
Hard
need to put
point
the flinch on. Try it out.
hostile strafe inbound.
Can't do against it. Unreal. Yeah, that didn't
Contact to the hard point.
seem suspicious at all, but alright.
We're falling behind. Hard point confirmed. Keep shooting. Got an enemy glide bomb. Hard point is active. Hostile recon in the air. Spies in the sky.
Oh, man.
Glide bomb. Heads up. Allied mortar fire coming. Friendly bombing run on the way. Got an enemy glide bomb.
Wow.
Hard point located. Hostile recon in the air. Spies in the sky. Hard point is active.
Damn.
Hard point's under fire.
God, it puts me in the same spot, just ready for the same action. If I could see it.
Hostile recon in the air. Spies in the sky.
Oh, man.
Enemy has the hard point. Hostile recon in the air. Spies in the sky. Hostile strafe inbound. Hard point located.
Really know how to throw some thermite, don't they?
The enemy is taking the hard point. Hard point is active.
Wow, what a spawn. Ah, no, that's right.
We lost the hard point. Hostile recon in the air. Spies in the sky. Stop bullshit and get out. Hard point located. Hard point is active.
Get to win it.
Up. Enemy glide bomb coming in hot. The enemy is taking the hard point.
Well,
Hostile recon in
Definitely hits like a truck, but
Spies in the sky.
that rate of fire is something to deal with.